Most people assume the only thing standing between them and a fortune is a lack of capital. The barrier is rarely the money itself. It is the invisible, often devastating price tag attached to the method of getting it. Acquiring wealth is always a transaction. Many of the most common paths people attempt to take function as hidden traps, demanding a payment that far exceeds the value of the cash. Consider the cost of marrying for money or turning to a life of crime. These choices may fill a bank account, but they require you to spend your life in a loveless arrangement or forfeit your freedom and self-respect entirely. Even paths of pure luck, like a sudden inheritance or a lottery win, carry a hidden deficit. Receiving massive sums of money without the underlying financial competence to manage it creates a psychological weight that most people are unprepared to carry. This graph represents a standard lottery windfall. Without a structural plan for the capital, the spike is temporary. History shows that these windfalls frequently lead to deeper debt and bankruptcy than the winner faced before they held the ticket. These shortcuts offer a poor return on investment. When you pay with your integrity, your autonomy, or your future stability, you are trading away the one asset you can never buy back: your life. Beyond shortcuts, there are the grinds, paths that are socially respected but demand immense personal sacrifice. These are the lives of global superstars or those climbing the corporate ladder. Look at the intensity required to reach the top of a competitive field. Tiger Woods didn't simply become a professional at 20. He paid for that position with 17 years of relentless, daily practice. There is another grind, one often praised by financial gurus: extreme frugality. This is the path of the modern-day Scrooge, the archetype Charles Dickens used to show the misery of a life dedicated solely to pinching pennies. Financial advice often suggests cutting up credit cards and living far below your means as the ultimate solution. However, spending your entire life in a state of self-imposed poverty just to die with a high net worth is a tragic use of time. Frugality has a mathematical ceiling. While saving is a preliminary step, no amount of coupon clipping or penny pinching can bridge the gap to true multimillionaire wealth. Relying solely on being cheap leaves you economically handicapped. You might learn how to hold on to money, but you never learn the mechanics required to multiply it. The ultra-rich approach their desires differently. They focus on elevating their financial intelligence to afford the life they want, rather than shrinking their life to fit a stagnant income. Most investors view all debt as a danger and all expenses as a drain. The financially sophisticated recognize that these tools have a dual nature. This logic flow shows leverage. Bad debt destroys capital, but good debt acquires assets. These assets function like engines, producing consistent passive income. As they scale, they form a self-sustaining network. One asset's income buys the next, eventually operating entirely independent of your own labor. This highlights the core positional difference in the economy. The middle class spends their lives buying tickets to the game. The wealthy focus on owning the stadium. Real wealth is an architectural pursuit. It involves building and controlling the systems that manage the world's business and financial structures. To enter the highest levels of the investment world, you need a specific foundation of education and experience. Gaining these requires a dedicated investment of time before the excess cash ever begins to flow. The most effective way to build this foundation is through a counterintuitive approach: systemic service. In a market economy, your wealth is a direct reflection of how many people you are able to serve. A doctor who can only see one patient at a time has a fixed earning potential, but a doctor who develops a drug or a system to treat millions of people has moved from a linear income to an exponential one. This is the ultimate rule of scaling. The more people your business or investment system serves, the more wealth the system returns to you. Many people use a lack of education or a lack of starting capital as an excuse to never begin. They believe the data and the dollars must come first. In reality, the technical knowledge and the money are the results of a deeper engine. This engine is powered by a clear dream, a high level of dedication, and the drive to see a plan through to the end. When the drive and dedication are strong enough, they eventually force the acquisition of the necessary data and the generation of the required dollars. Every path to wealth requires you to pay a price. There are no exceptions. You can pay with your integrity, your time, or a lifetime of being cheap. But the only price that actually buys your permanent freedom is the dedication required to master the world of financial intelligence.